Hello everybody. Today we're with the students of 9, 10 and 11th grade of the school Nueva Granada. My name is Cristian Moreno. I am one of the teachers, the English teachers of this school. And today we're going to make a response to the latest podcast that we published in our YouTube channel that was called Students' Experience During Their Academic Life. In that podcast, the students had to tell us a funny or sad or maybe a strange story that they have experienced in their academic life. So let's hear the opinion of our students about one of these podcasts. Let's start. Let's start with Gabriel. Gabriel, please summarize this podcast in 4 sentences.
Podcast number 1. 2 girls were hidden from another girl. Rainy season, it means slippery floor. Slippery floor can lead to a fall. A girl scared her friends and they get dirty in her clothes.
Thank you so much. Diana, in which grammar tense was recorded the podcast?
Podcast number 1 was recorded in past simple.
Thank you. Julian, what was your opinion of the podcast?
Make me think the sentence that is when fall 1 fell 2.
Thank you so much. Liz, what was the main problem of this chapter?
The main idea to podcast number 1 is a fun experience.
Excellent. Kevin, what was your opinion of the podcast?
My opinion of the podcast is a funny podcast because it's Diana. Diana is a very, very funny person.
Thank you so much. Very funny person. Miguel, was there any solution to this problem?
Yes, the fathers of the girls bring new clothes to the girls.
Excellent. There was a solution. JD, what was the main problem of the podcast? Or maybe what action got your attention the most?
In the podcast that caught my attention the most was when Diana fell into a pool.
Excellent, fell into the pool. Isabel, summarize please this podcast in 4 sentences.
I choose that is a joke into friends, a big puddle in the floor, that the 2 girls beat badly, and the parents are really cute.
Excellent. Camilo, what was your opinion of this podcast?
The podcast number 1 is an interesting story about a funny story.
Thank you. Diana, in the podcast, there was any solution?
The solution is that the parents brought clean clothes to the 2 girls.
Excellent. Sophie, could you please tell me what was your opinion of this podcast?
It's a moment that will have made me laugh a lot to see.
Excellent. I would love to see that fall into the puddle too, but I wasn't there. It's such a shame. Okay, so I think this is everything for today's podcast. I want to thank all our students for participating in this podcast, and also I want to thank you for listening us, and please be in touch for our next podcast. So bye bye. Say bye bye.
Bye.